Hello and welcome back to Terra Invicta, episode 12. Now, in the last episode, we grabbed China, and yeah, that's really good for us. And today we basically need to decide what we're doing with it, how we're doing with it, what are we doing in general, and there are a few things to consider. We need to consider mission control because we are going to struggle with mission control once we get tier 2, but I'll talk about that in a sec. We need to decide what we're going to do with exo-atmospheric fighters, because I really want to build some to try them out. So what I've been thinking, one of the things in this game, which was mentioned in a previous comment, but I realise I haven't really talked about it, is that mission control and investment. If you see, America has 26.6 by base. Canada has 13.5. So it means Canada has half the points that America has. But Canada, as you can see, GDP 2 billion, GDP 21. It's not half the size of America's GDP. And it's kind of exponential. So when you're a small country, for example, if you're somewhere like Italy, or like a medium country more or less, it's very easy to build up mission control to your cap. But when you're a massive country, doing mission control is often just not the best use of your time. And by having China and America, we have kind of hurt our long-term mission control instead of going for something like Europe, which if you grab the European Union, sure, it's only 15, but then if you incorporate Britain, that's a 13, a 14, an 11, right? And obviously we will do that at some point, so there's no real rush, but it does mean we are a little bit behind. Now, one of the things we can do with China to help that along is just because, oh, the EU can incorporate all these small nations, doesn't mean we can't. Eventually we'll have great nations, so we'll incorporate Canada into America, but China already has a claim. It has a claim on this region of India, which we don't worry about, but it has Taiwan as a claim. And because Taiwan is technically a breakaway state, which is like this special kind of state, where we don't recognize it, right? Because of this, it's actually quite easy. If you take over China and Taiwan, as soon as you get executive, you can more or less just give Taiwan back to China. And if we do that, we can gain another 7 mission control for basically no overall cost to our control cap. So that's something we should definitely do as well, is incorporating Taiwan into China. And that will give us another 8. And at that point, we're sitting pretty enough for now. I do want a little bit more, so even though it's, not the best, I will be doing this for a while. But yeah, incorporating Taiwan will be nice. That will help us along. And other than that, I think what I'm going to do is China, I'm going to do the Exofighters with them, just so America continue boosting up its army score. And the other thing we are going to need is China has 5 armies. I don't want to build any more armies because every army gets assigned to a control point. So as you saw when I did America or China, every time I grabbed a new point, I gained an army. If I build one more army, it will go to this control point here, which is the servants. So ideally, I want all the armies. If the servants have an army, they might misuse it or send it in to die, and it will just be such a waste of resources. So by having all the armies in my hands, it's nice. So only having 5 Chinese armies for now is the best, and I really don't have the points to take this last servant point, so I'm just going to let the servants keep it, quite frankly. They'll be happy with that one.
Ready.
So yeah, a lot to think about here. It's quite odd, this kind of double China America. I've never managed this before, so I have done there is a tech, which is something else I was considering, which what this tech does is give Taiwan claims on all of America. On all of China. What this means is that because it takes over China, sure, it takes on China's inequality and it takes on its GDP and stuff because of China's massive population. But what it does do is give China a democracy score of 9.6, which is really good. Like, giving all of this with that high democracy score will massively increase its science output, which is great. The issue though with that is that later on, when China gets its big techs, it will get claims on Japan, South Korea, North Korea, Mongolia. It will also get claims on all of Southeast Asia here. You know, and I believe it gets one on the Philippines as well. Although I think Indonesia can get that, so multiple mega nations and stuff. And one of the things we need for Academy Ultimate Victory, because I looked at the victory conditions before this, is we need 75% of the control points on Earth. And what that means is that a bigger country technically uses up less control points per GDP, right? So even if you had a big America controlling all this, a big European Union controlling all this, and like maybe a big African Union, all that's left is kind of, or like, and India, right? All that's left is like a few small nations out and about. You won't have 75% of the control points because those small nations will control more control point worth. Perfect. Like all of Africa, if you were to try and control it, because they're small countries, costs a lot more than just controlling a big country. So one of the reasons why big countries are so good and why it's such a good early thing is that they're so much more control point efficient. It's why I love having, you know, the biggest countries basically. So what that means is in the late game, we're going to want to make sure that we can do a big China. So I'd rather just have it now as undemocracy, and then we can kind of work on it in this state. Even though we could, you know, switch it around later on, that would just feel a bit weird. It's just, we might as well do it this way, you know, so that we're prepared for that in the future. Yeah, there's a few other things to consider. One of the things we can try and start to do, because I also got a comment talking about this, which is not something I have touched, because of course they've split knowledge out in government. Now what knowledge does, reading it, is knowledge gives you education and pulls cohesion before 5, and it also has this kind of passive increase to nations below 8.5 and is slow once you hit 12. Now this could be worth just dotting a point into, purely because science of course is very, very important in this game, and nations provide the most science, and of course we get the, you know, the diversity bonus. So maybe trying to do this just to get this towards 12 will increase our science. They produce more research and gain less cohesion from unity, but I don't really care. I don't do unity for cohesion. I do unity for like public control. So I think that could be a good idea. It does kind of reduce our efficiency in both these countries, but maybe it's worth trying. I think I'm definitely going to do it in China because China's below 8. Try and get China to 8 might be really nice. I won't bother in America for now, but having a bit more science, that could really matter, I think. And it's not something I've tried before, so I'm going to give it a go. If it's like quite efficient, I'll try it in America as well. So how much is it? 0.002. So instead of 8.951, it'll be 8.953. That will go reasonably fast, actually. And what is it in China then? Knowledge. 0.00188. Okay, because China's bigger, it technically does less. I think we'll give it a go, at least. And yeah, that's what we're going to do with China, I think. Obviously, we want to do the welfare, and eventually we're going to want to get them democratic. But that is a kind of a future project. And the main reason for doing that is just because, to be honest, it's more of like a roleplay thing. Because I'm the Academy. You know, we're the good guys. We're all about science and reason, and we don't want to have dictatorships. We want to be all democracies. So, and I love turning countries from dictatorships to democracies. It's just so fun. So I really, really do want to do that, but we're kind of still at a critical stage of the game where every point matters. Every point wasted is a point we don't want to spare. So once we get out of that critical phase, once we kind of have a bit of a space presence and we're kind of slowly transitioning towards the later parts of the game, at that point we'll definitely do that. But for right now, we're not doing that. We're not. And another thing we're going to want to try and do is keep Obviously, Sydney is stuck in America doing advise, and we want to be advising our country with the most science. Now, that's technically China, but because of the fact that we only have 5 out of 6, it's actually America, just about. So Sydney I'm going to keep stuck in America, so we need to make sure every turn, one of our 4 councillors here, unless of course, you know, we really need them elsewhere, are stuck advising China.
Where do you need me?
At your service. I'm here.
I am worried about other councillors as well. There's another thing. Is that the initiative did just now, they cancelled their alliance with my nation, which means they might start getting a little bit more combative with me.
Your orders?
So what I'm going to do for this turn is I'm going to stop taking chances. So these are everyone who could have scouted us. Let's get these to be accurate. Hide everyone.
What's the ob?
Reset the AI's knowledge of me.
Ready.
And just try and keep ourselves more or less hidden if someone like the servants or whatever shows an interest in me. Because I've killed a lot of aliens at this point. The servants might try something. And you never really know with the AI what they're thinking and what they're planning. So yeah, I'm going to do that for this turn. And the other things we really need to be considering, but we'll do that once we get there. Not too much at once. Okay, confirm, begin. Yeah, there's a lot to think about at this stage of the game, especially now that we have our second nation, because we really need navies as well.
Going off the grid.
So everyone's hiding, so they can't be seen. Not a great sight there. Oh yeah, and the other big thing we're going to need to do, unfortunately, for Dahramal, the last thing, we're going to need a new Dahramal. We're going to need to replace them with a Persuasioner who has Turn Councillor, because Turn Councillor is, to be honest, as far as I'm concerned, it's non-negotiable. We need Turn Councillor, so it's sad. You know, Svetlana, she's been with us since the very beginning. Turn 1, the first thing we did in the whole playthrough was hire Svetlana, and yeah, and now she'll be leaving us. I'm sure, you know, she's just had a friendly retirement. She'll still be around. Okay, so the initiative have finally taken over United Arab Emirates. And end of the month. Anything popping up that looks interesting? Not really, no. I mean, this is still really good, but we don't have the space for it, so.
Acknowledged.
Leah's already got all of her administration orgs that she needs. Go back to advising.
My expertise.
Where do you need me?
Sydney advise America. It's the first time I've given Sydney an order in ages.
I will help them.
Public campaign in China.
I will try to sway the public. Reporting in.
And let's do a little bit of surveilling, see if I can see more alien agents. Now I'm going to assume that the one down here has just gone. But then why is this guy standing not in the capital? Skill of 4, so very unlikely to be an alien. We'll have a little look around.
Ready to go.
It just seems very odd to me that it's not here. I don't know what's happened to it. Oh yeah, and the other thing I was going to do is defend Kazakhstan, of course. We'll do that instead, yeah. Because we do still want Kazakhstan for the nice boost.
Offering counsel.
Especially if we're going to build these Exofighters. There you go, Exofighters. Yep. So we'll start building those. Now what are we doing with global tech? So this was the other one. Is now that we're kind of at a tech point, we've almost doubled our tech by grabbing China. We are in a position to quite easily dictate global techs. And there was a few things I was thinking about. And one of the things I noticed when going through the last episode is that the AI has picked more or less randomly, which is one of the things that's always gives a bit of replay value to this game, is that what the AI pick changes quite a lot. Gas core fission details. Now, if we look at gas core fission systems, this unlocks one of my favorite kind of early drives that I love. I have very different standards than most people who play this game because I do play it quite weirdly. But if we go if you look at the full tree, so this is everything, and then we do a full search. We look up the burner drive. We don't need to do a full search for this. I love the burner drive. This is the burner drive. It is, in my opinion, one of the first a drive you can get relatively early that's really cheap to build on ships, that doesn't have a high fuel cost. Like, the fuel is just water with a tiny bit of rare metals and physials, but it's very, very small amount. And it gives you enough thrust to be really, really good in space. Like, gives you enough acceleration to catch aliens and enough exhaust velocity to travel between planets reasonably confidently. So, yeah, we can talk about what some of these stats mean. For now, there's two important ones there. There's, if you can see on the bottom right, there's thrust, which has got a rating of 13.4, and exhaust velocity. So thrust is kind of like your acceleration, how fast you can go. If you want to catch alien ships, you're going to need a high thrust. And the ratings are kind of exponential. So kind of like a rating of 13 is a lot higher than like a rating of 11. And the exhaust efficiency, velocity, is essentially how efficient your fuel is. Having more efficient fuel means that you're wasting way less resources. It's way cheaper to build the ship because you need much smaller fuel tanks. And yeah, it's just great. Like, if you really want to mass produce ships, the burner drive is like cheap on, like, because other things, they all have different required power, and some of them it might be really good, but then like the power is insane, right? If we look at a few other drives, right, something like the Orion drive seems good, but the exhaust velocity is less efficient. It's 42 kps, right? Our burner drive here is 69 kps, which is just a lot better. But then its fuel is like rare metals. It's very, different, and there's a lot of different things. And really, in my experience, the only thing that I don't understand all the engines. There's so many engines, and I'm sure there are some which are like really good that I miss out on. A lot of them I'm just like, I kind of want to wait for like the mid-game engines when they can actually do stuff. And the burner drive is kind of the first proper mid-game engine that you can get reasonably early. And to get burner drive, to get burner drive, you need gas core fission reactor 2, which for that you need gas core fission reactor 1, and for that you need the global tech we're currently doing. So once this global tech is done, we need to be on the lookout for gas core fission reactor 1 and 2 to try and grab them to get that engine, and that will be really, really nice. The other thing we're going to want to start looking towards is tier 2 mining outposts. So all of these are all tier 1. They're just kind of small, little tier 1 stuff. When you're tier 2, it exponentially increases how expensive everything is. So where this produces 10 power, a tier 2 produces 40. Now, one of the things with tier 2 is that it also means the monthly support costs go up massively. Fission power, in my experience, this is like maybe my most controversial take, or the way I play the game, I will never build a tier 2 fission pile. I will also never build a tier 2 heavy fission pile. I will wait to do tier 2 until I get fusion in space. Fusion, let's go a full search with the full tree. So having this can be really helpful when you're still learning the game as well. Like, oh, I want this tech that does this. Oh, I saw this. What does this do? Go full tech, and you can even just look for effects. So if we just go tier 2, if you spell it correctly. Thank you, keyboard. Or me, I guess. I don't know why I'm blaming my keyboard. Okay, so if we go tier 2, this is everything that is a tier 2 thing. If we go with the fission reactor array, you can see the monthly support cost 0.2. The heavy fission reaction display, monthly support cost 0.3. It's not massive, I guess, but it does really, really add up when you have a lot of them, because you're going to need at least 6 per thing, and it also will only give you 42 power. The fusion will give you 85 power. And the heavy fusion only gives you 64, so the fusion gives you way more power. One of the big things this means is that your tier 2 bases can have way more stuff that isn't power, so you can have a lot more science labs. You can actually afford 2 defenses, and you're going to need at least 2 in your tier 2s layered defense arrays. These essentially fire back, so when aliens show up to your bases and they try and shoot them down, your layered defense arrays shoot back. These can be incredibly powerful. And if you get laser techs, it buffs them. So getting a few laser techs is also really, really nice. These are required, and if you only have one, what happens is, at least in the last update of the game, maybe it's changed by now, the aliens shoot down first. If they will usually destroy like a module. If they get lucky and hit the layered defense array, they can just wipe out your whole base. So by having 2, you essentially almost guarantee against smaller attacks that you're safe, because then you have a turn to fire back, and you can take them out in that turn. So you're always going to want at least 2 of these. And another thing in my experience you usually want is, where is it? The farm. Now there is a tier 1 version of the farm. What the farm does is it takes, if you can see, up to 8.8 water and 8.8 volatiles a month upkeep. This means we spend way less on upkeep for volatiles and water just by having a single farm. Usually if you want to fully get rid of the upkeep, you'll want at least 2 farms, but just by having one, it really helps. So by the time you factor in the power, so by the time you factor in the 2 defense, you factor in the farm. If you're going to go with fission power, you need so many of them that once you're supporting the mine as well, you can afford like 1 science lab. That's about it. With fusion, you can support more than that. You can support kind of like 3 or 4 basically. And that's just so much better. But how do we get fusion reactor arrays? Well, we need, obviously, settlement core. We need the tier 1 variant with a fusion pile. How do we get that? Well, we are going to need deuterium tritium fusion. We're going to need, some basic stuff over here. But deuterium tritium fusion here is 50k research. It's a big research, but we can do it. We also need this, which is another 50k. So it's kind of 2 big 50k research. It used to be different, actually. You used to have a space science one, which was called it's more or less the same spot, but it was called like nuclear, like fusion in space or something. But yeah, getting that is huge. Getting this tech for the fusion pile, really, really important for your space stuff, which is why one of the reasons why I play a lot slower than other people, because I'm sure if you play this game a lot quicker, you're like, well, you're never going to do anything at that speed. It takes ages to get that. Yeah, I know it takes ages to get that. But that's what we're going to go for. We have the science for it. We're just on Earth. We have reasonable bonuses to things like energy. So slowly going that way, in my experience, just is a great idea. So let us begin. So we won, where is it? Deuterium tritium fusion here. With a fusion pile, okay. Probably start to try and get the prerequisites to this. So advanced supercapacitors. So supercapacitors, superconductors. Yeah, we will do that. Oh. AI really... The AI want this? How bad? Okay, they are going to race me on this one. Well, we'll try and get... we'll put everything towards this so we can try and do it first. Oh my god, Project Exodus have really, really good science.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
Okay. So yeah, that is our plan, is to get fusion power for our bases. The other thing with fission is if you build fission and then you want to upgrade to fusion, well, by replacing all your power reactors, you essentially depower everything, which means you depower the defense arrays, which is it's just like a nightmare to switch over. So I hate switching over as well. It's just something I decided long ago when playing this game. It's just not worth building the fission in space. It's just wait, build fusion. It's just so much nicer. It's nicer, it's cleaner. Okay, build Exofighters. For some reason it's already assigned it automatically to my countries, which is kind of annoying, to be honest. Okay, not to the small. I guess you probably have to be a big country to do it. Completing this priority, yep, will add 1 surface to orbit Exofighter to one of the nation's boost facilities. The nation's executive faction can spend boosts to take part in space combats in Earth interface orbits. Okay. That's not... Oh, go away. Okay, of course, the trick. There we go. Let's not do that in America. Let's do that in China. And let's see if we can get a big Exofighter fleet that I can use. Maybe we can test it out on Victor 21 at some point. So these ships that are doing this mission here, Earth Surveillance, they give a buff to aliens. So if the aliens have ships that are doing surveillance, they kind of get bonuses to their missions and stuff. So obviously, for most of the game, you can't really do anything about it, but that's something we totally want to do something about.
Acknowledged. What's the op? I will tell our
Publicly campaign.
Ready for my mission.
Ready to go.
At your service.
Advise.
Ready for my mission. Offering assistance.
Yeah, our councillors really don't have very much to do this game.
Initiating recon.
I'm here.
Keep
Gear up.
destroying this stuff. One of the things we should do, actually, as we're fighting all this fauna and we're caring about it a little bit, is research it. Oh no, not right now. We're racing. Oh, we weren't going to win that anyway. Oh, that's so annoying.
Offering support.
I really wanted to do some global techs. Yeah, not great.
Choose a card. Now blue on it.
Oh, we did it.
Perfect.
Okay, I'm almost screwed myself by doing that.
Wonderful.
The Academy. Okay, next. Nuclear fusion methodologies. We explore harnessing nuclear fusion. Yes. Now, this will take a little bit of time. But, oh, this one is great. Look at Folly of Pavonis. That's pretty good. That one's not great at all. Yeah, pretty rubbish. So yeah, if the AI could help us with this, that would be lovely. Because although it is 50k, it's a lot. You're never alone researching in this game.
The people will come to our side.
Let's start with Hydro Diplomacy. Pearson Crater? Not great. Yeah, not great either. Xenofauna? I mean, you could have read that if you can pause the video quickly now. Skipped it a bit too fast. We really don't need this because we're not doing crackdowns for a little bit. Although we will have to do crackdowns in Taiwan soon. So yeah, we'll grab it just for the future as well. Yeah, not amazing.
By the numbers.
Yeah, not amazing either. Yeah, so having this is nice for our fleet. Hopefully they're all trying to do this one right now. Hopefully they get bored and help me with this. You might contribute. No, there's no point. This will be done before we're anything. So.
Acknowledged.
Ready for orders.
Okay. We should
We'll
have
make our appeal.
an
What's the
Exofighter at this point. Yeah, we do. Oh, is there like a maximum? Any region that has a boost facility may host one fighter. The maximum number of fighters in each region equates to 1 per 5 monthly boost. So where is the ship then? I guess somewhere where we have boost. Is there not a way of controlling it that's better? I don't know. We'll worry about that later.
For orders.
I'll do a bit of research off camera.
Offering assistance.
Reporting in.
Okay, advise.
Your orders.
Yeah, look at all these agents just doing random missions in my land.
Sitting a watch.
Where do you need me? Going in hot.
Oh, so very annoying. I would love to not have to
My expertise.
do all this
Lending
unity,
my
but
expertise.
we've got to
On
keep
Overwatch.
this reasonable. We haven't actually checked these in a little bit. So what do we got? Another one that's like military and stuff. That's really, really good. Let's drop down a material? No. This. Slow's marketing. We don't need that. Yep, landmark rocketry. There's a few more cartels and stuff. Yep, okay, that's good. And we should check any new councillors. We got an activist. It's okay. At this point, though, we can afford to wait for someone who's actually good. Journalist. Yep. None of these are particularly good. We can afford to wait.
Wrapping up here.
Ideally, we are going to want the government stat as well.
Mission in progress.
Yep, so like alien drugs and stuff. Pay a little bit, just to not get negative effects. Wait, we don't need like... Well, maybe we do want like Kazakhstani exofighters. Yeah, it made me build one in Canada. Launch exofighters.
Target destroyed.
Okay, so to do it, you go to Earth here, and then you do launch exofighters. Requires at least 30.8 boost for a single fighter. That is quite a lot. Although we're getting there. Shall we give it a go? Just for fun. See what happens. They are weirdly very cheap. They only cost 10 to build. I guess we should probably just build them in all our countries, just so, you know, we might as well stay at our cap, because they have a lot of upkeep in terms of you need a lot of boost to use them. So we might as well have them everywhere where we have boost. Yeah, let's launch some Exofighters at Invicta 6. Maybe.
Standing by.
Build a few more. Let's do these first. Advise
Offering
China.
support.
Where to?
Advise America.
Ready to go. Your orders?
Publicly campaign.
Offering support.
Ready to go.
Surveil.
We must persuade the people.
Reporting in.
And
Initiating
like
recon.
that.
What's the op? Taking it to them.
No one knew yet.
Offering counsel.
Offering counsel.
I sum.
Okay. Launch Exofighters at Victor 21. Launch. Add Exofighters. They have crate missile pods. Oh, okay. So based on our tech is what they have. So we have I don't believe these are like the very, very early ones, which are not going to do anything. So yeah, we have a total attack power of 4.7 versus their 315. I mean, I know these don't really mean anything, these kind of attack power numbers, but this will not win. This will be a disaster. So we will cancel the launch. And we'll try and get some missiles for our Exofighters. Well, this makes me wish I actually messed around with missiles, because I don't know which ones are good. Okay, Alien Fleet Victor 39 is arrived in low Earth orbit, an actual reasonable fleet. Also, look, they just went to the Exodus station. I don't know if you saw that, but they went to Livorno station, which means that Exodus had built somewhat of a fleet. So Exodus was getting a bit too big, a bit too much threat by building all these tier 2 stuff everywhere. And the aliens have just come to blow up their fleet, and I assume they're going to blow up their station as well. Yes. Oh no. It is possible that the visitors did not expect humanity to leave the confines of our home world. It is equally possible that our rapid technological advancement is something they have encountered before, in battles fought against other species from other worlds, and they were entirely prepared for this eventuality. Whichever might be proved to be true, the outcome is the same. They are clearly angered by humanity's presence in space, and have struck accordingly. Life beyond the bosom of Earth is a fragile, hard-won thing, and thus the alien assault has tragic, devastating consequences. Some feel this only proves that Earth cannot possibly hope to oppose these aliens. Others interpret it instead as proof that humanity cannot thrive as long as these extraterrestrials remain within our solar system. For now, only one thing is certain: no human target is beyond their reach. I know that neither of these are us. We're in the middle. God damn it. So yeah, that's it's like a little event. It doesn't mean anything. Just a bit of story. But yeah, they have destroyed their Exodus thing. And honestly, Exodus were asking for it. Like building so much, like you should know better than that, Exodus. Oh my goodness, look at this. We're up to 7 with the knowledge.
Score 1 for
That's
the good
going
guys.
quite hard. That's going reasonably fast. Maybe we'll start it in America as well, just for fun. Okay, yep. So we do like bonus damage to Xenoflora with that tech, which means that when we win the mission, we wipe it out more efficiently because she kind of knocks it down a bit. Doesn't quite wipe it out. New orgs. we're getting every like American like government org except for the one we actually want, which is CIA. Mossad has CI coup. But we don't have an Israeli counselor, so yeah. Two Palace. Yeah, two Palace is not great this game. Okay. We're getting quite a reasonable number of Exofighters. It might be nice having all these Exofighters, I don't know. If they can actually handle an alien target, that will mean a lot.
We'll restore peace to this nation.
Ready for my
But
mission.
for right now, it doesn't look like they're going to be able to.
Making our case.
Ready for orders.
But
Ready
we will really
for
have to
orders.
see, I guess.
Sitting a watch. I will help them.
Offering assistance.
It's kind of fun though. Yeah, this is slowly coming along. We're at 2,000 already. It'd be nice if some of the AIs could put points towards this.
Violence is abating.
Oh, a roll of 1% on Kazakhstan. Not that I needed to do that, of course.
Winning their hearts and minds.
A rest value of 0.6, yeah, it's entirely pointless, but oh well. Oh, 16.1 physials on that asteroid that humanity first had. That's quite nice. Okay. Yeah, not great. No. We're slowly getting these asteroid reports in, seeing what's out there. I feel like we've really already grabbed all the good ones. And one of the things is if these guys have pissed off the aliens, what the aliens might do is blow up this site here, and these two sites I think are both really good. These kind of water sites that Project Exodus have. Especially this one at the top. Well, both of these because of their high visuals and water, and so if we can grab these, we kind of need to be on the lookout for if these get blown up. We want to grab them essentially.
I'm here.
Yep,
We
keep
must
publicly
persuade
campaigning
the-
here.
Standing by.
Okay, so we've finished that in China. So what does China do now? Honestly, China needs to. For its armies, it needs navies. It only has navies on, I believe. You see the navy button. China 2 and China 1. China 3, 4, and 5 don't have navies. So let's get navies on
Ready
all of
to
them
go.
as well.
Standing by for orders.
Where do you need me?
We're kind of running around in the dark over here,
Ready for my mission.
looking for aliens.
Heading to the LZ.
Aliens that probably don't exist. Oh, a 10.7. This one isn't terrible, but it's not great. And we really don't need that many physicals.
Offering counsel.
Our insane moon site has more or less got us covered.
Sitting a watch.
Yeah, pretty rubbish. The initiative have a lot of really bad sites out there. Which is good. I'd rather the AI have them than me. Nope, not great. It's a shame. This one is a high potential kind of place. I believe 3 is the maximum. America can build one more Exofighter, and then it will need more boost.
that senators demand that we deploy rifle.
Arrival security, railguns there. Okay, China 3 has a navy. Now, building these navies does reduce their development points by 0.5 every time, but China has like 41. We're alright. Okay, an event. Alien megafauna rampaging through Caracas. So what? We're not going to worry about this, but if this gets out of hand, it will summon these like giant monsters, which have a military score of 6, which like kind of just attack the nation until they eventually die. It's one of the reasons why you want to keep the xenofauna down. Obviously, like with America, I could easily handle it, but I don't think America. Yeah, we're rivals, we're not allies, so you can't go and help them out. Although if we could, that would be nice. Venezuela. 14th of March, if it's still alive, we can try and help it out. And we can ally China now as well. So, yeah, America and China, now allies.
Standing by. I will tell our story.
Beautiful.
Ready for my mission.
I'm here.
We're bringing the world together.
I'm here. Eyes up.
Where
Bahramal.
to?
Yeah, let's take
We're
out
going
some of
in.
these life forms and stuff. What I love about this game is at the beginning, the whole world is just our world. But slowly as the game goes on, it gets more and more unrecognizable when there's like weird alliances
Initiating
and
recon.
this kind of weird EU megastate, like, gets slowly more and more different, which is quite fun. Okay. Ooh. Weirdly, the initiative have taken the... Oh no, it's the better spot. Barely, though. Maybe that could be alright. Calpurnia crater. Oh no, it's the Protectorate. The Protectorate's, like, text color was so light, I didn't even see it. They're not bad. That's not a bad one, though. Old salty deep dive? No, thank you.
People will come to our side.
Not terrible, but not something we really want. Not that one. Nope. Nope.
The LZ is secure.
Okay, a few more. We have another one of these. There are so many of these orcs. I don't remember them being... I remember these being like more rare. They seem to show up every 5 seconds. Let's give one to Alp then. Another 3 for 6%. I mean, I'd rather not. Yeah. That's an alright social science one. Yeah, we're alright now. We need to keep looking at councillors. We have an untouchable kingpin. Kicked us off the screen, here we go. Algerian celebrity? I think we're alright. Evangelist, corrupt, indulgent. Veteran's alright, but yeah, we don't need that. Yeah, still nothing particular. I'd love a fast learner, something like that. That's really what we're waiting for.
Ready for others. I will try to sway the public.
At your service.
Ready for orders. Gear up.
Yep, keep taking these. Sanctioned investigations.
Offering assistance.
I will help them.
On Overwatch.
That's not terrible. Dillard crater. I quite like that one, to be honest. I think we can do like another, so well, maybe we could do that. The other thing it's a nice 7.5 though for rare, but getting rares can be quite difficult. So let's do Dillard crater. Outpost, fission, and let's do space science. Lead crater, yeah. Let's do that one. 375 Ursula. Well, it's very close to aliens here, but of course these are all like orbiting and stuff, so it won't be after a while.
Public opinion is moving in our direction.
It's calling upon its allies to help it invade Uzbekistan. That's not the issue that you don't have enough troops. You just can't get there, can you? Silly AI. Okay, more and more bases. No, that's not very good. We don't care about that. Almost done with sanctioned investigations. I really wanted to get a new counselor in this episode, but no, see that the rares are too low there. It's almost good enough, but I don't think it's going to happen. Svetlana survives another episode.
Standing by for orders. We'll
The episode is
make
not over
our
yet.
appeal.
We will see.
Reporting in.
Keep
Setting
surveilling.
a watch.
Acknowledged.
Keep knocking these aliens down. There's just too much alien. Keeping it low.
Offering support.
I mean, she has nothing else to do, and it's good XP. So, yeah, not great, but I can understand why you'd take that if you were really low on visuals. Okay, our first asteroid base is done. Amador Vallis. Stealing my orgs again. So did you take that from Sydney, or is that in? That was just in my unassigned. Okay. I guess it's just trying to stop people like me who keep loads and loads of orgs in our, say, executive protection here. -2 against our control points.
Our case remains unheard.
Svetlana failed. That big water asteroid I keep still thinking about. We might do it. I think we'll be fine though. Yep. Going to low lunar orbit. It's telling me this because I have things there, and it's probably going to shoot something on the surface. No? It's just off. Okay.
Find the numbers.
They're just... What are they doing? Ooh. No, I'm not that interested. It's alright though. It's just running around in circles. It's kind of annoying, to be honest. It's going to keep
We
giving
could
me
speculate
pop-ups.
about
Railguns, okay. Oh my god, AI, stop that. Directed energy warfare. We definitely need this for lasers. That's really, really good. That's really awful. Servant base. Yeah, not great either. It has not updated.
Acknowledged.
Yeah. Okay, we'll do more public
I will
campaigning
try
in
to sway
China.
the public.
Ready for orders.
Get our navy up. I mean, China is coming along quite well. We're getting nice armies, nice navies, and with all the science we're getting, it's really, really like helping us. Even these expensive, like 7,000 science techs and stuff we can do. So it shouldn't be too long before we're ready to really start making a push for space, which honestly is on our next goal.
Standing by.
Is to make a push for space. So
Surveilling target area.
there we go. Not great. Waldron's Whale. We still need more and more navies.
Offering counsel.
I will help them.
Sanctioned investigations. So let's do as we can. It's only 5,000 executive protection. Even though it won't
Initiating
matter
recall.
right now, it will matter
Eyes
pretty
up.
soon. So let's do it now. Maybe if I do that, it'll stop. It will stop bugging me about it. Okay, personality clash. Personal disagreement. Our councillors once again fighting each other. Have bled up between two of our councillors. Alp and Leah have never been entirely comfortable with the other's methods of operating. They're teammates, but the last few missions were the final straw. Both of them refused to work with the other, denouncing their methods as inefficient, unconscionable, and detrimental to the Academy's cause. We can make them both a bit unhappy. We can support Leia Abbott, or we can support Alp. Or if we had loads of influence, we could do that.
Wrapping up here.
Let's
We'll
equivocate.
be ready for new
You guys are
orders.
both valuable, and you need to stop
Prepping for mission.
fighting each other. Okay. Yeah, Navy's coming along. Oh my goodness, look how much Exodus opinion just gained. From their public opinions they just did. It's like everyone in America is just cannot make up their mind. Very, very annoying. We are doing alright here. Where is... Yeah. Diplomacy is coming along as well, which will help us advance the main story, and we can talk to the aliens again. Although of course we're going to need to find an alien to talk to, which... At this point there aren't many aliens left on Earth. We've kind of got rid of them all, so... It's going to be quite hard to do, like, diplomacy. We can't really do diplomacy with a corpse. SGI? It's not terrible. Is there a new councillor to replace Svetlana? Rebel? Nope. Celebrity. I really like Megastar with the 12 influence, like a Megastar who's untouchable. It's quite a fun little combination. But she has nothing other than that. Just an agitator. Yeah, other than that it's the same. Yeah, nothing. It's not that rare. You should usually get it at some point. But yeah, I guess maybe we'll take the Nigerian celebrity. She should have some stuff going for her. She doesn't have Inspire though, which is because Paranoid prohibited missions Inspire. Yeah, we can't have that. We're going to need Inspire. But that will do for this episode. Yeah, mainly just an explainy one really. I was just talking about my plans and stuff. Regarding space, we're gonna get fusion power, then we'll upgrade, then we'll build a fleet after that essentially, and hopefully by the time we have fusion power and we're ready to upgrade, tech should be at the point where a fleet with things like burner drive should be pretty good. So it's kind of my style as a more long term, keeping under the radar, kind of letting the aliens build up, letting them do their thing, and then we pounce on them all at once, keeping under threat. And it should go pretty well. But yeah, I'll see you in the next episode.